Welcome to my bookshelf. On our channel, we combine our love for books with AI to share key insights from some really impactful best-selling authors. So let's get right into today's review of The Outward Mindset by the Arbinger Institute.
I mean, it's a problem we've all seen, right? You put a bunch of really smart, capable people on a team, but for some reason, it just doesn't work. There's blame flying around, everyone's stuck in their own little silo, and making any progress feels like wading through concrete. So, what if the answer isn't some new process or another fancy strategy, but something much deeper?
And that's exactly where The Outward Mindset by the Arbinger Institute comes into play. And look, this isn't just one author's hot take. Arbinger is a major global consulting firm, and this book, it's basically the result of decades of their work with all kinds of organizations. We're talking everyone from Fortune 500 giants to local police departments. So, what's the big idea here? It's this. We spend so much time trying to fix problems by changing what we do, our behavior. We go to workshops, learn new communication tricks, all that stuff. But Arbinger says that's just trimming the weeds. You're not getting to the root. The real driver of everything is our mindset. If you can get your mindset right, the right behaviors just kind of fall into place. Okay, so how does this actually work? Well, the book breaks it all down into two fundamental mindsets. And these two mindsets, they pretty much shape every single interaction you have. But first, what do they even mean by mindset? Well, a great way to think about it is like the operating system running in the background of your brain. You don't always notice it, but it's the lens that colors everything you see. How you view your colleagues, the challenges you face, even how you see your own job. So here are the two options. On one side, you've got the inward mindset. This is when you're totally self-focused. You see other people as objects, right? They're either tools to help you get what you want, obstacles blocking your way, or just irrelevant. And when something goes wrong, bam, instant blame game. But on the other side, you've got the outward mindset. This is where you're others inclusive. You see people as, people who have their own goals and struggles, just like you. And that simple shift makes you take responsibility and actually work together. The difference is, it's huge. And believe me, this isn't just some fluffy, soft skills stuff. The book tells this incredible story about a SWAT team in Kansas City. They're in the middle of this high-stakes raid, and an officer sees a couple of crying babies and their terrified mothers. Now, he could have just focused on the mission, but instead he walks over to the kitchen, finds some baby formula, and starts mixing bottles. Can you imagine? That one single act, totally unscripted, calmed the entire chaotic, dangerous scene right down. You can't train for that. That comes from a mindset that sees other people's needs. And it's not just stories. There's data to back this up. The book points to a McKinsey study that found when companies actually focus on shifting mindsets, not just behaviors, their big change initiatives are 4 times more likely to succeed. I mean, 4 times. That is a massive, massive advantage. So why does this book work so well? What makes it so valuable? Let's get into what really makes it shine. For starters, it is just packed with these powerful, real-world stories that make everything click. Then there's the framework itself, the whole inward versus outward thing. It's so simple to understand, but the implications are just wow. Plus, this stuff is universal. You'll start seeing it everywhere, at work, at home, you name it. And maybe most importantly, it actually connects this mindset stuff to real, measurable results. And hey, don't just take my word for it. You've got leaders from huge companies like ASICS and Samsung raving about how transformational this book is. I love this quote from the CEO of ASICS America. He calls it a thought-provoking, game-changing book that shows a better way of doing business. That really nails it. Okay, but let's be real. No book is perfect. And to give you an honest take, there is one small word of caution I want to share. Here's the thing. The concepts are super simple to understand, but actually doing it, that's the hard part. Let's face it, most of us have spent our entire lives defaulted to an inward mindset, especially when we're stressed out. So shifting to an outward mindset isn't like flipping a switch. It takes real, consistent, conscious effort every single day. But trust me, the payoff is absolutely worth it. All right, so who is this book really for? Is it for you? Honestly, pretty much anyone could get something out of this. But it's a real must-read for leaders who are trying to build teams that actually collaborate. It's also perfect for any team member who's just sick of being stuck in that cycle of blame.
If you're an entrepreneur, this is your blueprint for building a strong culture from the get-go. And really, it's for anyone who wants to improve their relationships, both professionally and personally.
So, if this sounds like your kind of read, check the links below. It helps the channel at no extra cost to you. Thanks so much for tuning in.